With Pace Avenue Takeout, you don't have to shop, cook, or clean up. Just enjoy the world's best comfort food, prepared by international chef Ginger Ryan, specially for her friends and neighbors in Bisbee. Pace Avenue Takeout, and now free delivery, bigger than most appetites for just $9. At the end of the day, Pace Avenue is perfect.
It's so nice to have supper there waiting for you.
Good food, reasonable prices, prepared on time every day. Minimal work for us.
Let's file this one under Little Church with a big heart. Bisbee people refer to this, the First United Methodist Church of Bisbee on Clawson Avenue, as the Little Church on the Hill, but the tiny congregation of just 13 members affectionately call it simply First Church. Here's some background. Before 1901, when the church was built in Bisbee, there was no church. Not even one, in the then young mining town. This man, Pastor David Martin, a traveling preacher, would come to Bisbee on horseback, all the way from Safford with some stops in between, and hold services in the Bisbee post office. But by this time, the town's womenfolk wanted more, and they were determined to have it. And as legend would have it, they let the menfolk know, without equivocation.
I'm guessing that the ladies of the town told the men, if you want womanly pleasures at home, you will build us a church.
And so the church, as you might well imagine, was built by miners in their off-duty hours, constructed completely with California redwood.
The wood itself is redwood. There have been a couple places we've had to replace through the years because of wear and tear. California does not like us cutting down their redwoods anymore, so we've had to fake it with pine and other woods. The windows were made on site by the miners. It's rolled glass.
In 1908, First Church was one of the fortunate structural survivors of Bisbee's disastrous fire that basically burned Bisbee to the ground. But through it all, today, under the guidance and leadership of Pastor Michelle Kelly, the Little Church on the Hill veers not in the slightest from its age-old mission.
The United Methodist Church has a 200-year history of reaching out to its community. It has a 200-year history of social service, and that's what we try to do. We try to live into our history, live into our tradition, obey the scriptures where Jesus said, feed the poor, heal the sick, visit the imprisoned. These are things that we try to do for not just ourselves, but for the kingdom of God.
As if to prove that size isn't everything, for the last 5 years, every Saturday from 2 to 4 in the afternoon, volunteers have opened up the Hope and Beyond Emergency Food Pantry, where scores of locals in need come to get things that will help them make it through another week. Bisbee residents are asked to take food donations to the Copper Queen Library as part of the church's annual food drive. Donations come in from that and other sources throughout the years, on occasion faster than they can be distributed. So food, waiting its turn, is stored beneath the church's hand-carved pews that in the 1990s doubled as beds, serving at night as Bisbee's homeless shelter.
Usually from the Southern Arizona Community Food Bank, we get usually about a pallet, which will be 800 to 900 pounds of cans. Sometimes if they have it, we get crackers, cookies. We've also had soda, which is a real treat. We get hot chocolate, we get popcorn, but the cans we store in any good business. You use your product first in, first out. That's why we store it under the pews like this, so that as we use it up front, we move the other stuff in and have room behind for the new stuff.
See the steeple on the newly built church? When first built, it was open air, as you can clearly see in this photograph. But one day, the winds came and lifted the steeple right off the church, sending the bell crashing to the church's floor below. So now, the rebuilt steeple is, in an abundance of caution, fully enclosed, keeping the wind away, while the bell, working beautifully, can, to this day, be heard many blocks away, whenever someone at the church so ordains. It's all a small part of the history of forever colorful Bisbee, Arizona. The first church in Bisbee that goes almost all the way back in time is itself timeless. For the all-new Cochise Talk Morning Show, I'm Chuck Alton reporting. Voted the top 3 in 5 categories by readers of the Herald Review, the BTC is your one-stop fun spot. You love our tours. You wear our clothing. You zip around town on our electric bikes. You rest comfortably in our rooms. You hitch free rides, order takeout, and we deliver. The BTC Lofts Tours and Accommodations, the fastest growing attraction in Southern Arizona. You voted BTC Best of Bisbee, and we say,
thank you!